All right, today is Friday morning. This is Friday, well, it's Friday noon right now. I got out here late. My wife, she worked in the yard so hard yesterday that she couldn't sleep last night because her aches and pains kept her awake. So I got up this morning, and when I got up, she decided to go to bed. So I hung around the house and kept the dogs quiet until she got up again. So I got out here about 11, and it's noon now, and it's taken me 1 hour to get all these knives up to 220. I'm fixing to start on 220. So by the time the day is out, I feel like I may have all of these up to heat treating, up to 600. And tomorrow I'll heat treat and temper, and finally I'm making some progress. And yesterday I mentioned that the human mind, when you're doing, labor intensive but somewhat boring tasks, and in order to make your body quit, keep doing this kind of stuff, I mean, it could be cutting a tree or splitting wood or driving a truck, which is what I want to talk about. That's the other thing. Your brain, driving a truck, it doesn't seem like it's a lot of work, right? Most people who have never driven a truck can't imagine the amount of willpower it takes to sit in that seat for 10, 12 hours a day. So the only way I could see progress was to set my trip meter and watch that thing tick, 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 tick. That was progress. And you have to trick your mind into sitting and doing an uninteresting, labor-intensive, boring, and tiring job. And I think all brains work the same. That if your brain is not engaged 100% in something like this, my brain's not engaged. I have the TV on. I listen to podcasts. It doesn't require intense concentration. It just requires repetitive movements, and just like truck driving, or just like cutting a tree or splitting wood, doesn't require all your brain, and so your brain wants to make you stop and go do other interesting things. And you have to develop little tricks to make your brain stop and just force yourself to continue. So I'm going to shut up now, and I'm going to continue. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. One more grit. 600. And then I can actually heat treat these this afternoon. And before I go home, I'll put them in the tempering oven, and in the morning, they'll be ready for cleaning up and handles. I'm going to drink me a cup of coffee. Yes, I'm going to pet you. Pet the dog, drink a cup of coffee, and then get the last bit of sanding. It will be this way. 600, here we come. Okay, it's not Oakville, Indiana. The only letter I could read was the last letter, which was N, so I thought it was Indiana, but it's not. I Googled it, and it's Oakville, Connecticut. And they started making these in 1866, not this pair specifically, because this says Seymour Smith and Son, and Seymour Smith, who started the company, sold or brought his son in 1884, so these had to have been made after 1884, and they made them all the way up to 1985 when a company in Pennsylvania bought them out. So that's all I got so far. Just sitting here drinking coffee and Googling. It's amazing what you can find out when you Google. And just interesting, that's all. All right, almost back to sanding. Almost done petting and drinking. All right, there we go. Oh, wait a minute. This does not say Seymour Smith and Son. My God, this was made before 1884. Can you believe it? Well, I'm glad these came across my front porch. Very well made. Very well made. Yeah, when I picked these up, I was thinking, my God, these can't be Chinese. Snap cut is what it says. I'm going to Google that, see if I can find a picture of it and maybe a little more information. But it's definitely Seymour Smith and not Seymour Smith and Son. Seymour Smith was until 1884. It was 1866 when he started the company, and 1884 is when he added the Seymour Smith and Son. Oakdale, Connecticut. They also had a plant in Worcester, Massachusetts, and another place or two. I can't remember. If I can remember, I'll leave a link in the description about where I got this information. But these are, I got a nice edge on them now. These are going to be good for another 100 years. Huh? Okay. All right, listen, my sanders are killing me. And if you don't know what my sanders are, these are my sanders. Actually, my sanders go all the way up to my shoulders. So, tomorrow, it's the end of the day. I'm going to come back out here in the morning, put sand them up to the last grit, heat treat them, temper them, and probably while they're tempering, I'll work on these, and two more that found their way to my front porch. Let me see what name these are. And these are not terrible themselves. I don't see a name. True Temper. But, oh, look at that. Made in USA. Worth saving. Okay, yeah, these are pretty thick too, so while the knives are in the tempering oven tomorrow, I'll work on these, and three more pair of pruners, shears, clippers. Okay, let me go give these back to Bev so she can do some lopping tomorrow. Squirrel. They'll be back. I guess not.